We've all been in different places over Christmas break, like traveling to either other cities or other countries, or maybe just to families' houses for the holidays. One thing you noticed, that there was differences between places, right? Obvious enough. If you travel to a different city or different country, the weather was maybe different, right? It was maybe really cold where you were and you came back, oh, it's warmer here, or other way around. Maybe you went to the Caribbean for Christmas break and you come back, oh, it's actually kind of chilly here, not nearly so nice. Or maybe you're at somebody's house, right? Their house looks different than yours, it smells different than yours. Like kids behave different than your kids there. Or maybe maybe you're an outside voice family, they're an inside voice family. You're kind of jarring, a difference, right? Not right or wrong necessarily, it's just a difference. It's a distinct difference. I had a distinct experience of that kind of difference a few days ago. I was at the Sikh conference down in Fort Worth, awesome Catholic conference, maybe 5,000 Catholic young adults and young families and college students there. Also more priests and religious sisters and bishops than you've ever seen in one place before. Also the awesome Catholic speakers and having beautiful liturgies. Everywhere in the hallways of the convention center was people who were on fire for their Catholic faith. There was joy and peace and happiness. It seemed like everywhere you looked, people were going to confessional if I were on the side. Every conversation was about faith or about praying for each other. Everyone was bright and happy and joyful. It felt like a taste of heaven. And by the way, if that sounds awesome, you should totally come to Seek next year, either with me as one of my parishioners or young adults or college students, or just find a way to get to Seek. It's very awesome. You will be glad that you went. But one evening, I was walking and talking with a friend, and we happened to pass from the conference area, where, of course, everyone's this Catholic intensity that's awesome there. And as we passed down the hallways, we went, the mix began to change. So at first it was kind of, partial mix of conference attendees and just regular people. This was a really big place. There was lots of other stuff going on around at the same time. But as we kept walking, the mix of people changed. I remember getting to the hotel lobby, kind of the front entryway area, and realizing that it was mostly not conference people there anymore. It was mostly not Catholic people who were there anymore. It was just sort of the regular mix of folks that were around. And there was a difference. I noticed a difference. It wasn't super dramatic. It wasn't like everyone was just like sinning all of a sudden, or that there was people being terrible all over the place. No. But gone was the pervading joy and peace. Gone was the comfort and holiness. Gone was the community and sense of connection. It was just the secular, jaded, materialistic world, kind of everyone there separately. And the difference was palpable, it was tangible. And it made me sad for them. Why? Because these people out in the world did not know what we at the conference were experiencing. This holy, communal, deeply Catholic experience. This taste of heaven they were missing out on. Because the reality is this: it is different to be a Christian. It is different to be a Catholic. Having the light of Christ in our lives makes life fundamentally different and better than not having it. The first reading today for the Feast of Epiphany speaks of a light coming for Jerusalem and the glory of the Lord shining upon them. Jerusalem stands for the church, it stands for us. And through the ministry of the church, through the sacraments especially, the light of Christ, which has come into the world this Christmas season in the infant Jesus, has shone upon our minds and upon our hearts. Yet still so many live in darkness. As Isaiah says, thick clouds covered the people, and darkness covers the earth. So many do not know the light of Christ. So many live unenlightened lives, not knowing that there is hope, not knowing that there is salvation from their sins, not knowing that there's anything to live for beyond this physical life. I'm not trying to be rude, but it is true. So many live in darkness. All they know are worldly pleasures and whatever society is doing at the moment. They're carried away by consumerism, by seeking after money or the next fun thing to do. Just basically, let's just do stuff, I guess, until we die someday. Of course, people have families and jobs and some things that do give them a sense of purpose. I'm not saying that they're just totally without hope or full of despair. But what even is there good in a family or a job if it's still just a material thing and nothing else? If you don't know about eternal life and Christ's love, nothing else has enduring meaning. And this is a darkness, a worldly darkness that so many live in. I know people, you know people who live in this darkness. I'm not saying that it's sinful. Some of it might be, but I'm saying that there's a fundamental difference between having the light of Christ and not having it. Being at that Sikh conference with Catholic holiness and happiness just soaked in all around Reminds me that that's what things are supposed to be like everywhere. That is the life we are supposed to be living every day, and that Christ wants us to live. How great and joyful it would be if we ourselves and everyone we knew joyfully shared a common, holy, happy life and faith. How great it would be if all of us regularly came to the sacrament of confession and we could live together joyfully in a state of grace. How great it would be if we habitually asked each other what we could pray for. If we looked forward to coming to Mass together and knew that whatever home we entered, whatever place that we went, whatever job we were at, it would be a holy, happy, Christ-centered place. How wonderful that would be. But the thing to understand is that it is in fact possible. Yes, the conference is a special moment. Seek is a special, focused, intense place of this. But everyone there was real people. It wasn't fake. The things we did there, the things we do at Mass every Sunday at the church, or every day at the church really, are real. The good things you experience here of graces and community and love and forgiveness, those are real things. The light of Christ that restored you is real. And it can go out from here. That's the whole wonder of the Christian message, is that the church can spread the gospel. Other people can receive the light of Christ. That's how and why all of us are Catholic to begin with. That's how we got to be people of faith. Others who enjoyed the light of Christ, at the beginning, the apostles, the early Christians, they spread the faith and it grew from its small roots. Think about it this way. Who knew about Jesus at first? Just the angels, right? That's it. Before Jesus came into the world, just the angels knew about the second person of the Trinity. Then the angels told Mary at the Annunciation, told Joseph in his dream, right? So then it's the angels who know and Mary and Joseph who know. Okay, then the angels told the shepherds as well. So it's the angels, Mary and Joseph, and the shepherds who know about Jesus. And then today, the Magi come from the east. So then it's angels, Mary and Joseph, shepherds, the Magi, right? The outer world is beginning to know about Jesus. And then next Sunday, the baptism of the Lord, everyone in the Jordan River area knows about Jesus. So then it's angels, Mary and Joseph, shepherds, Magi, John the Baptist, everyone by the Jordan. And then Jesus begins his ministry. So eventually, the whole area of Galilee comes to know about Jesus. Right? There's this spreading from person to person, event to event, and the gospel grows. And that can still happen. That's not over and done with. And it happens by us as Catholics especially recognizing the great gifts that we have, the great joy that is possible in our life of faith, the great community that we can have where we are together pursuing a life of holiness and virtue, and we can bring others into it. If you're listening to this and you're not in it right now, we want you in it. Please come in and join the church. Be part of this light of grace. Come receive the light of Christ. Notice how when the Magi come, they rejoice to see the star. They were happy to see the light pointing the way to Christ. Catholics, we need to believe that others will be joyful to receive what the church has to give. It's not coming from myself personally. It's coming from God and his church who gave it to us to give it to others. Again, I might seem to get a pass as a priest, but I got to do this. I got to work on this too. I got to be attentive to share my faith with my family and friends. But we can do it. That's how the church has always worked. The gospel has always spread from person to person, from small roots to something much bigger. That's how we all got to be in the church, those of us who are in it now. We need to believe, though, the great joy, the difference, that it makes a difference to be a Christian, makes a difference to be a Catholic, different from the world. There is a darkness on the world, just by its own fallen nature, and the light of Christ is the solution to it. God has given us all the things that we need to escape from that darkness. So, let us as Catholics appreciate and understand and respect and take joy in and happiness in what we have received, grow into it with others, expect it to be part of our daily lives everywhere that we are, bring it out into the world, and receive others into that light as well. If you're watching this again, if you're not as a baptized Christian as a Catholic, please come join us in this light. It's great to be here. That conference was an amazing experience, but it doesn't have to be just at a conference. You can have that holiness and happiness and freedom from sins and joy right now in the church this day. The light of Christ was revealed to the nations through the Magi, revealed to more and more people over time. It's revealed to us still this day. As we conclude this Christmas season here very soon, let's rejoice in the light of Christ who has come into the world. The baby Jesus has come. He's been revealed to us. Soon he'll begin his ministry. Let us embrace that light that good sentiment, that good feelings, those great rejoicings at Christmas, and remember them and carry them forward to the future. They're not just a one-off thing, but they're meant to see us through in the light of Christ, in his freedom and mercy, throughout all of our lives, unto eternal life. Glory be to God for the light he gave to us. Let us live in that light.